Okay, hello there, I'm Dennis. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to install OpenMandriva. If you go to distrowatch.com, you'll see that OpenMandriva is an independent distribution and its country of origin is in France. It only comes in the KDE Plasma desktop. This right here would take you to their home page, which is here, and there is some information here about OpenMandriva. It's got some good links, put it that way. One of my favorite though is when you click on the wiki, it'll open up this, and this provides pretty good information, but it's incomplete, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right now we're on the about. If we go down to the installation guide and post installation, you'll see that the basics and usage and it is not even available. If you click on post installation, I believe this is going to say this page does not exist. It's not complete. Software management. I'm a little confused by this here. It says software provided by OpenMandriva is the Oem Welcome, Discover Store, and DNF Dragora, and it has the command line. But software not provided is App Image, Flatpaks, binary packages, Java applications, and software compilation. So this is a little confusing. You'll probably have to dig more into this to find out exactly. Once we get installed, we'll just see if Flatpak will install. It works just fine on Fedora 35, so I'm assuming this is based on Fedora. Apparently it's using DNF. Let me minimize this. And I've got it set up in my virtual box. I give it 6 gigs of RAM, 2 cores of the processor. I have enabled the EFI. And because I enabled the EFI, we'll have to jump through a little hoop during the boot up. But once that's complete, then we won't have to do that no more. I turned the video memory all the way up, and a word of advice, use the VBox SVGA graphics controller, because I couldn't even get it to boot using the default one. I give it 69.5 gig hard drive, virtual hard disk. I'll click on start, and here's the first hoop. So we'll see right here we got FS1, and it lists the CD-ROM drive. So that's where I need to get to. All right. Once we get there, we'll LS, and we're going to CD into EFI, and then we'll see what's in here. We're going to CD into that boot. And if we do a LS here, you'll see we got boot x64. So I'm going to boot, tab, and enter. And here we go. Well, I guess it can capture my mouse, and I couldn't get it out of there. This installation is really going to be a basic installation. It uses the Calamaris installer, and I debated on whether or not to even use, or I debated on whether or not to. That's a good sign that the audio works out of the box. First thing I'm going to do, this is their welcome screen, and I'm going to go ahead and reset our resolution here. Let's go to 16:9, say apply, say OK. And like I said, this is the welcome screen that you'll be greeted with. This out here, I think, is actually more complete than the wiki is. You got a lot of options in just this right here. We'll go ahead and find the installer. Well, actually, we're going to partition the disk. And the reason why is not because you're not offered that opportunity in the Calamaris installer, but because they use the KDE partition manager. I seldom get a chance to even use it. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to left click on VBox, go up here to new partition table, and it's set for GPT right out of the box. So we're going to say OK. We'll apply that. We could apply that after the fact, but we'll do it now. So my first partition, since we're in EFI, is going to be 512 megabytes. And under advanced, you can not align the partition. I do recall what that's about, but not well enough to explain it. Just suffice it to say that this is going to work. So this one will be our swap space. And we're going to give this 9126 megabytes. And that'll be swap. And you see, it's also indicates it's going to format everything in Btrfs. We're going to say new. And we'll divide this close to half, I guess. Say okay. And then other new. I'll just leave it like that and say new. We're going to say apply. This is what it's going to do. This is a little different. I'm typically using gparted for this, or in the terminal CF disk works just fine. And I'll seldom get a chance to use the KDE partition manager, so I thought I'd show that. And when we get into the Calamaris installer, I'm sure there's a section there where you normally would do, or typically would do, your partitioning. But since we created it already, we should be able to just say, use that image, use this format. Excuse me. All right, so we're on the last one there, I think. SDA 4, 35 gigs. Yep. All right. I'll say okay. Okay, now we're going to left click on SDA 1. We're going to go down to properties. At first I went to edit mount point, but that's not correct. We're going to go to properties. We're going to change this format to FAT32. Say okay. Mount point, none exists. We're going to give it the flag of boot. Say okay. Now we'll go to the swap space, go back down to properties, go to the file system, select Linux swap. Don't show me that again. Okay, and there's nothing else in here we can do. There's no other flag for that. I'm going to do the same thing here. Properties, change the format to ext4, and I'm going to give it a label of root. Nothing else. Okay. Last one. Properties, ext4. We're going to call this home. Say okay. All right, now we should be able to apply that, and the following operation will be run. And this won't take long. It's already done the majority of the work. All right, so we can say okay. Now we should have everything in here. We got an EFI system partition. If you left click on that, you'll see there's no other options for. We'll look at the mount point. You'll see there's really not much options here. I'm assuming that a lot of those options would be great if you was in a dual booting situation. Okay, so we got our partition, our disk partition. The installer is here. I left click on it one time. We'll minimize this and get that out of the way. We'll come back to that. All right, so like I said, this is the Calamaris installer, OpenMandriva LX 4.3 Dysprosium installer. All right, English US. I did notice I was going to click on known issues, and they do not use Firefox. It is Falcon. Yep, Falcon. All right, so I'm going to say next. Here it's selected the region as Europe. I'm going to change that to America. The zone, I'm going to change this to Chicago. If I can find it right there. All right. America, Chicago. Keyboard, English US, default keyboard. That's great. All right, so here we're going to just replace the partition right here. this is the one that it looks like now. This is the one, what it's going to look like after. So you'll notice that it's grayed out for next here, but if you click on the hard drive, or what would be the represents the hard drive, you'll see the next is now available. So we're going to just replace that partition since we've already formatted it. Now, first, you can use any name you want to here. It's what's your name. The login name will be lowercase. Dennis VirtualBox is fine. We'll give it a couple passwords and hopefully they match, and they do. I am not going to log in automatically, but I am going to use the same password for the administrator account. I'm going to click next. Here's a summary of everything it's going to do. We're going to say install. It's warning us it's going to wipe out that drive, which matters very little. So let's go back to the welcome screen. Here it's creating the ext partitions again. It's setting them all up, dividing them up the way it needs to. It's mounting those partitions, unpacking the image. So under the welcome screen here, hi, live. OpenMandriva LX is an exciting free desktop operating system that aims to cater to and interest first-time and advanced users alike. Now that right there says a lot, because if you can cater to the new user and the advanced user, nice. Like I said, it's based off of, it says it's independent, but it uses DNF. So the base system in here is Fedora. Here it tells us what kernel we're going to get, 5.16.7, I believe. Under features category, here it tells you about the kernel, 5.16, 5.16.7. KDE Plasma will be 5.23.5. I like the little fade-in effect they got going on right there. That shows a nice touch and care into this welcome screen. LibreOffice 7.3.0.3. OEM Control Center, OpenMandriva Control Center, which that's different than the Plasma Control Center, I believe. OEM Feeling. You can configure your desktop to look and feel similar to other systems you may be used to. Currently available is the OpenMandriva Default, Plasma Breeze, Plasma Breeze Dark, Ubuntu, Windows 10, Windows 7, and Mac OS Mojave. Fresh packages. Some fresh packages included with this release include Krita, Comoso, a webcam viewer, SM Player, VLC, KBackup, Plasma, Network Manager Applet, Kmail, Falcon Browser, Mozilla Firefox, Systemd, and FirewallD. For the technical adept, we have provided System Tap, a system performing analysis tool. Okay, right here. This is very interesting as well. ABF, Automated Build Farm. All OpenMandriva releases are built using an advanced platform called ABF, Automated Build Farm, is a distributed environment to build distributions that support all things from managing the source code to creating ISO images. It seems like a lot of people are getting into this now. I think this is a lot of this is new features that's been coming out in a lot of Linux distributions, and I like it. That's pretty cool. I think Mr. Esnick's probably started them all doing this. All right, so that was under features. Let's go to OEM features. That was OEM features. Configure now. We could go ahead and do some of this configuring. I don't know that it's going to stick. Like you saw me change the resolution, desktop themes, configure the printer right out of the box. OpenMandriva Control Center. And this looks like the welcome screen, which I'm sure it is. Let's see. Under applications, under office categories, I mean, you got some pretty nice stuff in here. Calibre, I don't use it, but I've seen it a lot. Localize, I've seen that a lot. Under graphics, they're installing a bootloader down here, so getting close. GIMP, Inkscape, Blender, Scribus, LibreCAD, Pixelize, Photox, and Tux Paint. Under Internet, I'm going to run out of time before it gets ready to reboot. You can see these, though. You got all these categories, multimedia, get the codecs. So that'll be one of the things I install. I'm surprised it's not available during the install. It should be, and it's messing up. We'll close it out. All right, and then games, you got some more categories here. Let's go ahead and just close this out because we're about to reboot, I believe. Installing the bootloader. See, they got an icon right here on the desktop for that welcome screen so that you can get back to, what was that under? Multimedia, codecs. Codecs were installed. They're not gonna, I don't think they'll carry over. Shell process job. So we're getting really close. See, I forgot to turn the user interface stuff off, but that's okay because I like using the indicator here on the hard drive. When it's flashing, you know it's working. That would be the virtual hard disk. And this represents the CD-ROM drive, so you know it's spinning, you see it spinning. Shell process. And I love the way they did their menu here. This is one of the alternative menus, and I like it. I bet you, well, I won't bet you, but I'll bet you sound works. That's even a nice option there. Yep, I heard it. So we know we got sound because we heard that when it was booting up the login screen. So graphics, Digicam, GwenView, Krita, LibreOffice, Ocular, Show Photo, and ScanLight for scanning documents or pictures or whatever. Under Internet, we got a full list of the KDE stuff. KTorrent, OpenConnect, KDE, KGit, Download Manager. Multimedia, we got Alisa, the music player, Camosa for a camera, Kdenlive comes in by default. Nice. K-Wave sound editor, which I don't know, will that open up? Let's find out. I've never actually used this, but I bet you could. Open. So if we could go find some sounds real quick, I'm gonna have to check K-Wave out. Office, full suite of LibreOffice, and a very sensitive mouse. Settings, OpenMandriva Control Center. There's that control center I was talking about. DNF Dragora, and they see this is all from Fedora. Should be a good solid system here. Info Center, our installation is complete. Let's open this up. OpenMandriva Software 523 Plasma. Let's close that out until it's done. And let's just power off for a second here. Jump down. Log out sound. Come on. There you go. I'll left click that and remove it. And I'm also going to go into settings, user interface, turn that stuff off. Now let's restart. See if it remembers my resolution. I'm going to go ahead and press enter there. I wanted to show something here when we get to the login screen that I think is apropos to today's Linux distributions concerning graphics. Come on, stretch yourself out. Remember 16:9. Yeah, be sure to use that VBox SVGA driver if you're going to set this up in your virtual box. Okay, let me stretch this out. You can see right here where it says desktop session, Plasma X11. That's using the Xorg drivers. Let's try the Plasma Wayland. Let's give it my password. Press enter. Now, since we changed graphics, it may not remember my 16:9, but I do think that it'll stretch out. Yep. That's the case. Let's just make this full screen. I can hear plasma winding up. Noisy hard drive. Mouse work. Get out of full screen while this is booting up now. Now it boots up. Nice. There we go. Now here's our welcome screen that we just went through. Configure it. You can configure the system. Got applications here you can go ahead and install. I think they probably already are. Let's find out. Well, the menu's not down there yet. Applications. There we go. There we go. Now, some of that slowness might have been due for me selecting a different video driver driver with the X. It was using X11 and now it's using Wayland. But you can see the resolution to me, seems to be better. It just looks cleaner. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sure looks clean. All right, graphics. Where was that? Utility, maybe. So we got option to install VirtualBox right off the bat. Wine, and I saw Steam. Where was Steam? Thought I saw Steam. May not be available on the Wayland. Dollars. Oh, where was that? Oh, I bet it was under games. Would almost have to be. There it is. So you got some games that you could go ahead and install, and Steam that you could go ahead and start using. And I don't even see a game in the categories now. So, K-Pat, what happened to you? Okay, so the first thing we probably need to do before we look around anymore is find updater. Let's go update. That's probably the DNF. Oh, yep, DNF. Upgrader. Software management. And you could probably do this out of the Discover, right here, Discover store. Probably do the same thing, probably even faster. My experience with the DNF Dragora is it's a little slow. It seems to work, but it is a little slow. There we go. Now, do we have any updates? Select all. It's not through yet. It's still thinking. So this is how you could update. You could also do it in the command line. Might even be faster because we have to wait for this to reload. Update. There we go. Now we can select all. And I'm going to apply. Hopefully this won't take too long. Here's a summary of what it's going to install. It's going to require a password, root password. Go back to the welcome screen while we're doing this. Games. Super Tux. Kids. Not sure what those are. Under educational. Stellarium for stargazers. Periodic table for the elements. Calcium. Utility. Stacer. Is that through? I ain't through. Is it? Wow. That was a lot quicker than I thought it might be. It's still doing something. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It seems to lag, and I don't know. I thought it was maybe just a virtual box, but mine does too. So very good welcome screen. I like it, and you could probably spend your first day just going through here. What I want to see is that configure printer desktop. Here we go. This is what I want to see. I'm going to close this out. Use that to update, and also, well, here, we're right back to the same. Close welcome out, see what we got going on here. So welcome. Hi, Dennis. Software, install applications with Drake or DNF Drake, find and install applications. So that's another software manager. Install applications with DNF Dragora, OpenMandriva repo picker, and KBackup. Huh. That was under software. Under hardware, we could change our monitor, configure our volume, system. Like I said, you could probably spend at least a half a day in here just trying to get your system set up. I guess a single click. I need to find that. Let's see, where was that? Where would that be at? That was Falcon right there. We got Neo Chat, Matrix client, KDE Connect, Dolphin for a file manager, Kate for a text editor. Here's what I want right there, system settings. See, I think it's a little resource heavy because I can just hear it spinning like crazy. Okay, clicking files or folders only selects them. More behavior settings. Okay, apply. Open them, scrolls, desktop effects. This is the what I would call the KDE Plasma settings center, or control panel, maybe be more apropos. All right, so we still don't have games. Let me show you. Let me open up a terminal. Does Control Alt T open up their terminal? And it did. Console. Okay. Control plus. Make it a little bigger. Let's see if I'm in the sudoers file. DNF. Update. Should ask me for a password. And nothing to do. So let's install something. So sudo DNF install IASLERIOT and KPAT. And it defaults to no, but we're going to say yes. Now you can see the definite difference in the speed in using DNF Dragora or using the command line terminal. Let's see. Let's look at here. We got our trash can on the panel, time or clock. Here's notifications. If you plug in a USB, it would show there. See what networks. That's our network manager. Under volume, we got, let's see if I right click on it. Available, busy, configure instant messaging. That's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Force mute all playback devices. Configure audio devices. This was in that KDE settings panel as well. Yep. Under audio, we know we have audio.
Front, right, front, left, front, right, front,
right. Not playing on the
front,
right,
left, front, right.
That means, let's see. Where is balance? Oh. Stereo output, yes.
Front, right, front, right, front, left.
Well, I'm sure that's something in just the settings I need to figure out, or I would figure out. Here we got some sort of instant messenger. Instant messenger. Let's see. Can't tell what it is if I right click on it. Configure instant messaging. Add the contacts. Instant messaging settings, maybe. Okay. There we go. Online accounts. General. Yeah. I don't see it about though. Huh. Yep. So, like I said, you could spend probably a whole day just going through that welcome. There we go. That was fast. That's how you update and install through a terminal. And now we should have a games, card games, and a very sensitive mouse. All right. Sound is checked by default. And it works. I like it. I like it when a plan comes together. Now, a while ago, the games was not there, but here we got Pysol. Not just KPAT, but we got Pysol, which is, if it opens, I believe is another solitaire game. Not going to open. It's trying. Under graphics, we got all the stuff we went through before. Internet. Let's see, do we have Firefox? We do not have Firefox. Huh, that's interesting. But it's available, DNF install Firefox. Under multimedia, we got VLC player, simple screen recorder, SM player, Kden Live. Let's see what version that is. 2112.2. I believe the newest is 2112.3, I believe. So we're right there. It's already been configured a dark scheme. Nice. Somebody's done a lot of work here. Not acting right in my terminal. It could be Wayland. I'm not sure. I have no idea. But it seems to be working just fine. I guess we should open up the Discover store. First thing it's going to do is update. And you do have some non-free and free repositories that you can add just exactly like you would in, I say exactly, I haven't done it in here, so I don't know if it's exact or not, but I would assume that you would add non-free repositories just like you would any other Fedora spin. And this is how you get says we're up to date. This is how you use there. Let's go find games. Let's see if we can find something that's real small. Bomber, I bet that's real small. And we should be able to. Oh, already through. Let's find out. That actually worked faster than the. Well, where'd it go? There we go. Arcade. Bomber. Puts it in a category for you. Don't know why it opened up so small. Click to start a game. Got that one. No sound. Play sounds. Didn't have to stop or nothing. Cool. Very nice. I like OpenMandriva. If my Fedora machine ever messes up, I might just put this on it. I like it. I think it's going to do with this video though. There's it's been around. OpenMandriva has been around, so it's not like I'm showing you something for the very first time. The biggest thing I wanted to point out was the DNF usage of the DNF package manager show some of the terminal commands, and show the KDE partitioning editor manager. I don't get a chance to use that often, so I thought it would be interesting to put it in a video. So that's going to do it for this video. I'll tell you what, let's do first though. Before we conclude, let's just log out. Got sound for log out. And let's go, that was Waylon. Let's go back to the Excel and let's start using the X11 system. So we got sound. Open that back up. All right, sound, that's enough. Enough's enough. I'm OpenMandriva, the official. So I don't know if it's just me and my old eyes or not, but the Waylon actually looks to me a little sharper. Like I said, let's real quick, let's see what we got for desktop and wallpapers. I like the one they got here. That's pretty nice. And I love that they've branded it. Look at there. You gotta say apply, don't you? Look at there. An old Mercury. Let's see, who had that song, Gotta Get Me a Mercury? Real. That's nice wallpaper. I don't see that it's branded. Really nice selection. Really nice. And that's a Fedora one right there. I believe it's been modified. Let's see, how do I go back to the first one? Probably that one. Yep, close enough. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'm Dennis. This is Life, Home, and My Linux Journeys. I appreciate you watching. Log out, sound. OpenMandriva, based on Fedora. Says it's independent, but it uses DNF. So the base of it, I'm calling it based on Fedora. Thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you on another video. Peace out. Bye.